All right, are we clear? Testing, testing. My hair in the picture. Welcome back, everybody. This is Marylin Rossano from Rossano's Casa. So this week we are back and we are making a summer salad. It is a soba noodle salad with salmon fillets that I'm going to bake in the oven. Very easy, very quick and easy recipe. It is summertime here in Australia, so, well, spring, but going into summer. And I feel like salads are very underrated, and I am here to change that. Anyway, but it is going to be also entertaining season because we're going into Christmas and lots of gatherings and hosting, and I'm all for hosting, but I'm also all for making things ahead of time, easy, delicious, and low stress. So a lot of this can be done ahead of time. I'm going to flip the camera around, we'll run through the ingredients, and this literally comes together in no time. Anyway, let's run through the ingredients. All right, we have a packet of soba noodles. It's 270 grams. I'm going to cook all of it, to be quite honest. I have a bowl. I have 4 skinless salmon fillets. We are going to be making a beautiful dressing, so there is already some grated ginger and garlic in the bowl. I'm going to add some oil, sesame oil, chinking vinegar. I can never say that properly. Love that. It's basically black vinegar, and soy sauce. Full salt, not light. You can use light, but I'm going to use full strength because I'm not going to add any salt. So I'm going to make the dressing. Then I'm going to add a little bit to the salmon and bake that. And the rest of the dressing is going to go in the bowl with the soba noodles that we're going to cook, drain and rinse in cold water, with some spring onions, radish, cucumber, fresh mint leaves, and coriander. And of course, you guys know the drill. If you are not coriander lovers, you can leave that out. So let's get the dressing sorted. I'll flip the camera back around. We'll do the dressing, get the salmon into the oven while we put the rest of the salad together. First things first, let's move the bowl out of the way to make the dressing. So I have about 2 decent size cloves of garlic that I have crushed in the pestle and mortar, and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger that I have grated. Then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. You can use a neutral oil. This is light olive oil. So I'm going to add a bit of that. I will have the recipe in the notes section. So this is just, with the eyeballs at the moment, but we're going to retest this anyway. So I have some chinkiang vinegar. I'm so sorry if I don't pronounce that correctly. Basically black vinegar. This is going to give a bit of acid to the salad. I love a bit of acid with spice. You could add chili to this as well. I'm going to keep it neutral. I'm all for the salty and the sour and the spice and all that jazz. I'm going to add some sesame oil, at least 2 teaspoons of that, and lick your finger. Super delicious. I've got normal soy sauce. So we're going to add, this is just full strength soy sauce. I'm not adding light because I want it to be quite salty. Not quite, but I want it enough so that I don't need to use salt. Then we're going to add in, you can use some white pepper because I feel like white pepper goes really nice with Asian cuisines. But I'm adding some cracked black pepper because either or, it does not matter. And that is it. I'm going to give it a good little mix. I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of this dressing to the salmon fillets. I'm just going to drizzle it on top. I have my oven preheated at 200 degrees Celsius. So that is heated up. We're going to bake the salmon uncovered with the dressing for 13 to 15 minutes. Don't forget, when you take the fish out of the oven, it will continue to cook in the pan. So if you're like, oh, it's not really done yet, don't worry, it will continue to cook as it's taken down. So I'm going to taste this first because I feel like it's going to need a little bit more soy sauce. Yeah, I'm right. So I'm going to add a little bit more soy sauce to this, and then we're going to not aspirate on the dressing as we try it. I'm going to add a bit to the salmon and we'll put it in the oven. Okay, that took about another tablespoon of soy sauce. I'm going to add just a drizzle of that over each salmon fillet. Just a normal tablespoon. Just a cooking spoon over each one. All right, we're going to put this into the oven. 13 minutes is what I like in my oven. If your oven is quite strong, like this, it cooks it properly. 13 minutes. If you feel like your oven generally takes longer to cook stuff, put it at 13 minutes, check it. You can always add it into the oven for another couple of minutes. While that is cooking, I am going to bring my water back up to the boil because I just turned it off before we press play, and cook off the soba noodles. We're going to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes in the boiling water. Quickly drain it and rinse it with cold water before we add it into the bowl. And you really want to, in my opinion, kind of dress the soba noodles after you've rinsed them off. Otherwise, they tend to stick together. Once we do that, we'll add in all these ingredients and the salmon should be done. And that is it. How easy is it? It's so easy. This can be made ahead of time, which is great. You can pre-chop all this and all you have to really do is pretty much cook the soba noodles and the salmon as soon as your guests arrive. Anyway, all right, let's get that sorted. Use the range hood. Hopefully you can hear over me. So we have our soba noodles. There's just like a little tag thingy. So our water is pretty much boiling. So I'm going to add this in, cook it for 2 to 3 minutes. Then we're going to go, oh, why are you not opening? We're going to drain them in some cold water and have the bowl at hand next to your strainer so that it can go in there immediately. What'd I do? Today's been a great day. All right, so let's drain our soba noodles off. Ooh, steamy. I have this beautiful tap. Just going to rinse it off with cold water as such and then put them straight into the bowl. We have our soba noodles in the bowl. Just pop our serving spoons in there. So coriander, mint, totally optional to have the coriander in there. If you hate it, then leave it out. It's really as simple as that. Beautiful cucumber. I've just got 1 cucumber here. You can add more. You could leave it out. Okay, you could add some grated cabbage, beautiful wombok cabbage or purple cabbage. I just didn't have any. Radish, I'm going to add in beautiful radish. Keep it out if you don't like it. Why am I even doing that? And spring onions or scallions. Finely diced, add that in there. Serve it with some of those sesame seeds. Then I'm just going to go in with my dressing. I've made too much, so I'm going to actually reserve some of this dressing in the fridge in a little jar. That way I can add it to really more salads during the week. I'm a big advocate for making a jar of dressing at the start of the week just to have at hand in the fridge, because we all know if there are things in the fridge ready to go to make our life easier, then we're most likely going to eat a little bit better. And that's another thing, like with entertaining season, like when you're entertaining, I think I always pick a menu that a lot of it can be done ahead of time, because people are coming over, there's always someone hanging out in the kitchen, which rightfully so, they should be. They're not going to sit there doing nothing. They're going to be in the kitchen with you. You know, you are going to be all like, not flustered, but your mind is in conversation and talking, and the last thing that you want to be doing is like, oh my gosh, where's my vinegar? Where's this? Where's that? It's all in a jar, ready to go in the fridge. They come over, you're prepping last minute mindless things for any recipe, and all you got to do is take the dressing out and pour it on top. Bob's your uncle. Anyway, so that is that. I'm waiting for the salmon to finish and we will plate up and we will enjoy this bowl of goodness. I hope you make it and I hope you love it. And if you do, I would love to know what you added, what you took out, what you swapped, what your guests thought, what your family thought, like whoever you made it for, let me know. But we're going to plate up as soon as the salmon's done. This is our salmon after 13 minutes in my oven. I'm just going to show you the inside. See, it's definitely done. Still flaky. I just burnt myself. Today's going great. It's still flaky and beautiful. Definitely 13 minutes is a magic number for me in my oven. Let's plate this up. I'm going to grab some noodles. Oh, if we can. And add it to our plate. Top it up with a salmon fillet. We've added our salmon, a little bit toasted sesame seeds. All right, a lot. And that's it. How delicious. Hope you guys love it. and enjoy it, because we certainly do. That is it, you guys. Hope you love it. I'm gonna have this for lunch. So soba noodle salad with roast salmon. Delicious, easy, crowd pleaser, great for entertainment. You could also just grill up some chicken as well if you don't want salmon or you're not sure if your guests like it. Otherwise, tofu works well. You could definitely add this with no salmon on the top and serve it as a side with barbecue. It is just a crowd pleaser. I love it. Some beef strips, same dressing. You could, stir fry some beef or steak or pork, anything. Anyway, hope you love it. I would love to know what you think. Until next week, bye.